I'm excited to share some more projects featuring the Choose Happy stamp set. Hello, my name is Kimberly Smith. I'm the Papered Chef, and we are working on this month's Card on Blue Card Club cards. Okay, anyone can follow along. Those of you should have your card kit by now. And I usually wait till the week 3 to start this card club. However, I have bingo this Friday, and I'm up to my eyeballs in mystery boxes. So that's what I've been up to. So I really want to get a head start on this so that I can get these all done by next week. All right, you were given a couple packets of Designer Series paper. One of them is Full of Life. It's my favorite paper in this whole catalog. Okay, so it has some really cute specialty paper with it. Let me go ahead and open a pack here and show you what this looks like. Hey, Christina, nice to see you. And by the way, I knew you were en route, so I didn't do your bingo thing yet. So anyway, I'm going to write you about it. All right. So now everybody else got their Lucky Duck bingo packet. Should have got this week. Is this the best or what? I mean, not just if you like brights, but if you like variety. So the card I'm doing, you can use this as one of the backgrounds or the piece I showed you, just in the small squares. There's a couple small squares, and there's a couple with rays. I'll show you the other cards we're making this month in the Card on Blue Card Club. So this will work. Now, because it's 6x6 Designer Series paper, you're going to have all different sheets, so no two cards will look alike. So what I'll do is I'll just make 2 cards. I'm not going to use this piece because this piece is for my sun card that we're doing next. Or like not next, but like next. Well, it might be next. So let's try this same card with 2 of the different. And that, I'm just seeing what else will work for my sun card so that I don't use it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a couple square patterns. Okay, this is the one I originally picked. And I think I'm going to go with this one. So now let's go ahead and cut two of these at the same time. So we want this to be 5 1/4 by 4. Hey, I'm just going to say hi as you come in. It's late night. Let's see who's going to be late night crafting with me. Hello, Betty. Nice to see you. Betty, I left you a voice message. I know you have a couple different Facebook accounts. So check your voice messages. You might not always know that I sent one because it's on Facebook, like in the messenger. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm going a little bit over the 4 area. You'll see why in a second. So I really need this to be 4, but I'm going to go like just a little bit like that. And that means that way I'm not on this little white line on the other side. So we'll do 4 like so. Okay, now I'm going to show you what that looks like. See? I mean, it doesn't matter if it's even or not. I just didn't want the big white section showing on the one side. All right, now. Actually, I kind of want that to be more centered. Let me see if I have. I don't think I'm going to have any more in this packet because I used it already. It is what it is. I could try this one. All right, so let's see what I could do here. Maybe something like, I'm just going to try this page. Like maybe something like that. And then 4. Okay, it's not going to be, it's a little bit better than the other one. All right, and this one we're just going for it the way it is. But it's somehow my trimmer is a little bit wonky. Wonky trimmer. I have so many more trimmers, but you know what? I'm just getting a new piece of paper. I'm not happy with the way that cut, so I'm getting new paper. So Debbie Salinas, thank you for being a channel supporter. She says, you know, I should be quilting and saw the announcement to come on. Thank you for supporting my channel and popping on with all my shenanigans when I come on at all hours of the day and night from, hopefully you guys watch me from all over the world. All right, so I'm just cutting off a little bit of that. And I'll just cut a little bit like that and turn around. So it's going to be 5 1/4 by 4. Happy with that one. And let's see this one. This one I was already kind of happy with. So let's do 5 1/4. And cut that little white part off. 5 1/4 by 4. I know it's kind of doing that. This is the Full of Life, Janet. Yes, it was part of the designer series paper share, full of life. Yes, it was when I did that paper share at the beginning of the catalog. Somebody might get this piece in my mystery box because I don't save any of my old card club kits parts. Even if something's current, I just like to put everything into my mystery boxes. All right, so anyway, I'm very happy with that and happy with that. Now let's start building these middle pieces. I'm just going to find some cool paper to use for middle pieces. I think I'll use this one. So we want this one to be, we're going to still have it 4 inches across, but it's going to be 1 1/4 high. You didn't like this DSP? I'm not even going to say who said that. That's my favorite DSP. Or maybe I should read the rest. Maybe, but now you do. Hey, you got your mystery box. Awesome. I'm glad you love it. Hello, Hilda. Shout out for the mystery boxes if you got one. So, because I'm still trying to get rid of the last few, and I have to turn this other project off because it's all consuming and it's keeping me from the rest of my crafting business. But it is fun to do. All right, so I'm going to do something like that. And I'm going to go ahead and try this one. I'm going to do one in it. I'm going to trim off the purple part here. And I'm going to, it's not purple, it's probably petunia pop. 1 1/2, 1 1/2. All right, so these are 1 1/2 wide. And we'll see where to layer them. You're just doing little strips of paper. Okay, I might put that one over here. And I'm going to put this one here. Now we're going to take the specialty paper. And that is this paper here. I already forgot the name of it, but I wrote it here. The Melon Mambo and Granny Apple Green foil. So this is something I put in everybody's kit. So we're going to go ahead and cut an inch. Cut this. It's 2 inches piece. It's 2-inch piece I gave you. So go ahead and cut an inch off of that. Don't use the Melon Mambo piece yet because we're going to use that for the sun card. Just go ahead and cut that in half. All right. So now we have the layers that we're going to need. And, ooh, liking it. See? So you're just going to now attach these, and then we'll attach them to there, and we'll cut them. So we just need to attach. I'd like to put a little bit extra on the ends. I just like to use the edge of my trimmer to get things straight. I know you're going to get a glare there from my light. Whoa, that's so bright. So bright, I got to wear shades. Okay, so Christine's saying I want to go to On Stage, but not alone. When is On Stage, North Carolina? We'll be there. My team will be there. We can adopt you, and you can hang out with my team, because a lot of them live in South Carolina and the East Coast too. I'm in Georgia, but a lot of my team is most of my team is virtual. But my uplines team, who's still my team, Jenny is like a ringleader because she is in North Carolina, and she's rallying the troops to all go to her hometown for next year's On Stage. So my team can adopt you, which just means we just hang out together. That's all. They do more organized things than me. Like when I went to Houston, I met up with different people, and it was great. But then I also met with my nephew because he came over and saw me from Austin. So I sometimes do my own thing. But for the most part, I hang with the group when it comes to all the presentations. All right, so we have 2 of these strips. Now, I didn't need to go ahead and attach it all and trim it this way, but sometimes I just like to do that when I'm card making because then I know I have the exact right piece I need. All right, this one I think I'm going to put this one here. I think that one needs to be there and this one needs to be there just because of contrasting colors. Okay, so you just do that and you're just going to attach it. So it's not even about the paper itself, it's about the colors of the paper. That's why I love this paper so much. It's not really the patterns as much as it is I love brights. And so that's why I love this paper. because it has so many bright colors in it. So now these extra pieces, I just usually die cut them out. We'll see what we can die cut them with, because I'm actually going to die. I ran out of the one that I sent you in your card club, this piece. So I need to die cut those anyway. So maybe we can just see what we can die cut with this. From my little bucket of crafty goodness. Because it's already attached, so we may as well die cut the shape out. And just use it for like an accent on something. Okay, so that's an easy peasy card. And I'll write the measurements later, but I know Janet will also be writing them. And it's just 1.5 inch by 4 and 1.5 inch by 1. So this was 5 1/4 by 4, right? Or 4 by 5 1/4, right? And then we had, these were 1.5 inch high, 4 inches wide, and this was 1 inch high. This is just one of those designs I use all the time. And we're going to be putting it on a blueberry bushel card base. Let me see if I may even have to make the card base. Well, so much for easy peasy crafting. It is easy, but it just have to do some steps, which I wouldn't normally do. All right, so hello, Hilda Massey, Janet Carlo, Carrie White from Michigan, Jan from Oregon. The West Coast is not as late, right? Hello, Joy, another papered chef. Hello, Diane, nice to see you, Diane Dalton, Wanda Parrish. Okay, Betty, you can get back to me. I'm glad you got the message. All right. Okay, so now she's saying she didn't like the DSP, right? Christine is saying, but now that she saw what I'm doing with it, she loves it. Okay, you're forgiven now that you love it. Again, I'm just kidding. Everyone to each his own. That's why we have our different styles. But this paper's available now. So is the stamp set at my store. We're going to now do a little die cutting. Oh, this machine, 10% off this month. That means that you can take this machine and put it in your starter kit if you want and get it for $99 instead of $130. Or you could just take the $130, take the 10% off, and it'll be $17. Let's see, $117, right? Because it'll be $13 discount. So you could do it that way. But if you want one of these machines, this is the month to get it because it really hardly ever goes on sale. All right, the sandwich for a die cutting is base plate number 1. It comes with the machine. A thin die adapter base plate number 2. It tells you what to use here, your sandwich, die cutting sandwich. A plate number 3 on the bottom. And then you're going to put your paper, your regular basic white, the one that comes in 40 sheets per pack. And then you're going to put your top plate. Okay, we'll go ahead and make a couple of these. And in the second run through, I will see what other dies I can play with for those little extra pieces. I like to use up all my scraps right away, so I have buckets and buckets of crafty goodness with all the die cuts already made. And so when I have these little scraps, instead of throwing them away, I thought, just make something with them. So let's see. I can try this. This will work. Just like so. It's a stitch circle. Let me see what else I have. Buckets of crafty goodness. So it might just be cutting out the foil part, but it's all good. And some more. Let's just cut one of these. Hey, that would make a cute little belt buckle, this shiny paper. So anyway, now I've used up my scraps, so that's all I was trying to do there. All right, so what am I using? I'm using the perennial postage dies. I'm not using this one for anything right now, but this will make a great little accent, and it's sticking because I had some tape on the back. So I was just cutting out, I was just using some of my stylish shapes dies to cut out some shapes. So of course, try to not put adhesive behind your stuff before you cut it out, because then you'll be like chiseling it off with your little spatula there. Chisel, chisel. I mean, you can use adhesive behind dies when you cut them, but I just happen to have it on there for my card. So cute little accents. I'm just going to stick them over there for now. Stick them on here. Okay, now we go back to card making. We need to use one. This month you got a blending brush. And it doesn't matter what size blending brush you use. I mean, you're going to take your pumpkin pie ink. Why pumpkin pie? Because usually I blend the corners with, see, this is the one you were given. You were given a big blending brush in this month's Cardon Blue card clip kit. But we're going to use a small blending brush because that one happens to have my orange on it already. So usually I ink up the edges with peach pie. But when you look at the back of your card, your designer series paper, you always have to keep in mind what the coordinating colors were. So originally, I had colored this bird thinking, where's my bird? Thinking that this was, Summer Splash was in here. Because, I mean, look at all the colors in there. Blue, Balmy Blue, Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, Coastal Cabana, Crushed Curry, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lime Twist, Melon Mambo, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Pumpkin Pie, Real Red, Shaded Spruce, Shy Shamrock. So where's Summer Splash? I'm like, oops. So this was my original design. It's not one of the coordinating colors. So it would have been okay to use it because a lot of the ink colors were in it and it might have looked okay. But now instead, look at the difference. I hope you understand, like, it does make a difference. Now I'm using Balmy Blue for the bird. That's what we're going to use together. Because Summer Splash is not one of the colors in this paper. When you use Balmy Blue, look at it. It now coordinates over here. So that's all I'm saying. So that's why I was originally going to use Peach Pie to ink up the edges. But instead, I'm like, wait, Peach Pie's not on the list. So instead, I'm using Pumpkin Pie to ink up the edges. So now, and then I'm going to use Daffodil Delight to color in instead of Lemon Lolly, which I was using for my stars on the other project. You see? So it makes a difference, your colors. So we're going to ink up the edges with Pumpkin Pie. That's all I'm saying. Just try to coordinate your colors. Really does make a difference if you compare them next to each other. So go ahead and put some ink on your mat. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my two things. Okay, now you're going to get some, when you get ink on your blending brush, put it on your glass mat. Oh, by the way, these are, if you're a demonstrator or you get a starter kit this month, Glass Mat Studio is available now to demonstrators only. Next month, it'll be on sale for customers. So it's $60 retail. We get a discount of 20 to 25% off when you're a demonstrator. So if you want the Glass Mat Studio, it is now available for demonstrators. And I know you've been waiting a while. So that's how I'm inking up the edges. Blending brush, that one's a little dark, a little darker than my original, but it's still kind of cool contrast with the background. Okay, so that is Pumpkin Pie. Okay, what you're doing is you're taking the Pumpkin Pie from this ink pad and you're putting it on the stamping block. That gives you some control of how much ink you're putting on here. Instead of just dipping straight in there. Now you're also getting off the blob by putting it on the glass mat. The first blob of ink. And then you're just inking up the edges. Oh, that came out kind of neon. I like it. It came out darker than I wanted it to, but I like it. And if one side comes out darker than the other, you're just going to go back over it. So that's what I'm doing there. And now we're going to, I'll get my silicone mat. Okay, let's wipe. I'm just going to wipe that off so I don't make a big mess when I show you all my other projects and cards. Well, I don't have many projects. I keep giving them all away. But I do have another a couple cards to show you. Let me get rid of that. So next I'm just going to get a bigger stamping block, and I'm going to make the whole scene on here. So let's make a scene. We're going to turn this Memento black over because we're going to color it. And we're going to get out the Choose Happy. And this is just such a great stamp set. It makes me happy every time I look at it. And it's just so versatile. So, like, you can just make so many different sayings. Oh, thanks, Debbie, for asking everybody to give me a thumbs up. That's so nice. And, yes, Joy, your mystery box is on the way. Okay, so it'll be there this week. Yay. Send it priority mail. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the foil. Hello, Margaret from Australia. Awesome. It's already tomorrow there. So what we need is, we're going to say choose joy. So we're going to take out choose. Now here's the two ones that are written in cursive. So we have happy and we have choose. I'm going to be using both the happy and the choose a lot. So you're going to turn that one around and put the choose there. Actually, just lay it on your card for a second. Actually, just lay it here for a second. Choose. And then you're going to find the joy. So put joy there. And then you're going to get the bird. You're not going to do the star yet. Just take the star out and put it over there. That's not part of our scene. And we need the bird. Okay, so you're going to turn the bird over. So get them the way you want them. I could have put them straight on this, but what if there was ink left on them? I didn't want to mess up my postage, my perennial postage die. So you kind of get your scene like that. Now, this is important because if you don't do it this way, later on you might not have enough room for all the things you want to say. So it's going to go onto there. But if you, and also when you try to use tiny stamps, use a big block. If you use a tiny block, the tiny stamp's a little bit harder to work with. So now we're going to tap, tap, tap. And do I stamp straight onto my paper? No. I always get a sticky note. Let's find my sticky notes. Because I don't want to just go straight onto my die, because what if it doesn't come out good? And it does come out good. So yay for coming out good. Okay, now we can stamp onto my die. I never stamp and then die cut. I always die cut, have a bunch of die cut shapes. Okay, that came out nice. A bunch of die cut shapes, and then I can do all kinds of things to them and ink them up the way I need them when I need them. I just have buckets and buckets of die cut shapes, except this time I went through about 5 of these to make this card. A couple times because I had ink all over my hands and got it all over everything, and a couple times because my star got really dark. So we'll try the star again. So we're gonna I'm just taking the star. Okay, that one's better now. It's not as dark, and I'm just gonna go like that. Don't push down too much on the star. It gets really dark when you do. So I'm putting a couple stars on here, but not really next to each other, just kind of for fun. I was going to do 3, but 3 didn't really look right. So that will be I usually tell you work in 3s, but the bird will be the 3. Usually, because if I put another star up there, I thought it got too crowded next to the word choose. But down here, since Joy was so small, it worked okay. So that's what you're doing. You're setting it all up on your stamping block. Okay, let's put this off to the side. And next we're going to color with the blends. So I'm using Balmy Blue. And that was the one I did with Summer Splash, which is still going to work. I'm going to use that for one of my other cards. Balmy Blue. Here we go. So we're going to use, so for the wings, I used the dark Balmy Blue. And for the whole edge of the bird. So I just went like this. You always put the darker blends on the back, on the outside anyway. Is that a thread? Yep. Just making sure. Hope it was a thread, not a piece of lint, not ink. Okay, so I was using the big side. I really should be using, for such a small item, the small side. This blends. See, there's a small tip too. Okay, we'll put a little dark up there. The birdie. Oh, this makes me happy. This whole stamp set. I like whimsical things. If you guys have a scan and cut, I'm going to show you what you can do with it. With this stamp set. You can just make so many awesome things. I did a tutorial on what you could do with the scan and cut. And this stamp set. Okay, so that was the dark Balmy Blue. Now you could take the brush tip. It's all right to take the brush tip because you're now just doing circular motions. Bringing in the dark color to the light color. And there we go. So easy peasy. All right, that's good. Now I'm going to take what I did here. I just took like the dark daffodil delight and the light daffodil delight, and I alternated. So let me show you what I mean. I just went like for this one. So this is my light daffodil delight, and I just went around the outside of this star with the light daffodil delight, and I did the inside of this star. Okay, so just opposite, inside, outside, just to change it up. Little details. And then the Daffodil Delight Dark, small tip. So we go inside, outside of the stars. Okay, another fun bright color. And now I'm going to get the Wink of Stella. we're going to just color the bird in and the stars. Looks like some lint. This is just a glitter pen. See, it just makes things sparkle is all. So you didn't need to do, if you're in my Card on Blue Card Club, you don't need to die cut what I just die cut. It's just for everybody else watching this tutorial. Everybody who joins the card club gets all the pieces sent to them. You get ribbons, you get embellishments, you get the die cut pieces. And there's a couple extra die cut pieces in case you decide to say something different on your card. So that is what your kit, and it includes enough card bases to make, let's see, 8 cards. I'm going to put Wink of Stella on this one while I'm here. Even though I'm not using my Summer Splash one right now, I'm just going to go ahead and put Wink of Stella on it. And let's see this card. I forgot to put it on the stars, so I'm going to go ahead and put Wink of Stella on my stars. Yay. All right, one moment. I'm out of blueberry bushel, so I needed to go into my pack of Regals here and just take out. This Regals pack has 2 sheets of blueberry bushel. In fact, it's not just blueberry bushel. There's 2 sheets of like all the colors in here. So it's pretty cool. I like getting variety packs because like when I'm in a jam, we be jamming. When I'm in a jam, I'm able to get out the paper I need, the cardstock I need out of those packs. All right, so what I'm going to do is make, again, this is all done for you in your card club. But right now, I'm going to just show you how I would do it because I don't have any more created. So you're going to turn the paper like this. This is going to be a vertical card. So because it's a vertical card, it goes like this. And I'm going to then turn the paper horizontal when I score it. This is another great thing to get in your starter kit. It's called a Simply Scored tool. And you're going to score it 5.5. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and do the other piece too. While I'm here, I'm going to make 2 cards now, but I also need 2 more. All right, so that's it. Now, I only score with that tool, even though I could score with my trimmer. I'm going to go ahead and turn the paper vertically, and I'm going to cut it. Now, I have these little, because I cut, let me move this all the way up here. Because I cut this all the time, this paper, and this is going to be 4 inches. I'm sorry, 4 1/4. I'm doing the card. I have this 1/4 inch tape here. So when I'm cutting just the insides of the cards, like these pieces here, I would go out to the 4 inch mark. But when I'm cutting the card bases, I go out this over the tape. It's just that sometimes I'm sitting there watching TV and I don't remember, even though I do the same thing over and over. It's like, what was I just cutting? So I'm just cutting it in half, 4 1/4, so that I get two out of 1 sheet. But that's what the tape's there for. It's like it's the size I use all the time. And then up here I use 5 1/4 all the time for card bases. I'm a 1/4 inch person. If you guys are an 1/8 inch card maker, have at it. But you know what? The people you're giving cards to, people love Happy Mail. I get thank you cards for sending people thank you cards. I literally get thank you cards saying, your card made me so happy, your thank you card. Here's a thank you card for your thank you card. And my cards aren't super fancy. So you can, while you might spend hours and hours doing fun folds, you're missing the point of sending people Happy Mail. Get the Happy Mail in the mail and get it out to people. They will be appreciative. It's the message. It's the heartfelt thanks. It's making people's days. You have no idea how many times people have said, like, oh my God, I was having a down day and then I got Happy Mail. And, it made my day. So that's what's important. We're card makers, so we have a responsibility to send Happy Mail. Because who else is going to do it if not us? Card making is so much fun. Okay, so those are the cards. I don't need all of them right now, but I'm just going to, I just made them all. So we need 2 of those. So let's put 2 of these here and find the papers, which probably got buried. Okay, so anyway, why blueberry bushel? Because blueberry bushel is a coordinating color in the pack of the Full of Life. Okay, that's why. We do things that are coordinating colors on the back of the package. I didn't make them up. The graphic artist used coordinating colors. Okay, so we know that they work well together. bit of trimming over there. Oops, I forgot my ribbon. Okay, so there's ribbon on this card as well. So I'll do one with and without ribbon because I don't have much of this ribbon. So this ribbon is a retired ribbon that I gave you. And let's see. I don't have many pieces of it left. And my piece is kind of like a weird, you know, discolored piece. So, and I'm just going to use a different kind of ribbon, but I'm going to show you with and without ribbon. I'll use this silver and white ribbon instead, which some of you did get in your kit because I started to run out. And I gave you like a quarter of a yard of the other, but then I started to run out. So let's see. I might put it on both, but we're going to try it. We'll do this one without it. Okay, we'll do this one without the ribbon. We'll put the ribbon on the other one because I haven't put the adhesive on it yet. So if you're going to do ribbon, do it before you adhere it to that. Any kind of ribbon. So just put the adhesive behind the middle part so nobody sees it, because that's where the sentiment's going to go. Okay, so a little bit. Boy, I wasted a lot of ribbon on that one, didn't I? Waste not, want not. That was a big waste of ribbon on that side. I didn't need to cut out so much. But I always cut extra. I mean, don't try to just put ribbon on the front of your card and try to trim it off because it'll just sort of fray all over the place on the side of your card. Like it's always better to wrap the ribbon around and then it just looks more professional. If you try to cut it to the edge, it just is going to fray on the edges. Yep, this one, I like this one better with ribbon. I'm just putting some adhesive over the top of that part too, so it doesn't come apart. I don't know why it would. It's underneath the paper, but hey. So I do like the small squares better, but it's just that there's only one piece out of the pack. There's 48 sheets in a pack, so you get 4 of each kind. But I'm saying I only sent you 1 sheet. That's of each kind, so that's why I'm sending you that. Now let me see if I could do something with that other piece that's kind of discolored. Huh. I don't know what happened. Like, it wasn't me. It just came like that. It was like, see if I could put it behind something. All right. So we have Choose Joy. I'm going to put this lighter one on that side and the darker one on this side. And on the darker side, I'm going to put this little piece and behind it with a little angle. Okay. Only because like the piece I have that's all I have left. And I can't get any more, I don't think. Sometimes I put things in your kits. Well, what happens is I let you sign up until the 10th of the month. And then I don't have anything left and I can't order anything else. And sometimes I use a couple things that match. So, anywho, if you're one of the people that signed up at the 10th of the month, you sometimes get some strange things in your kit. But all the rest of you, I always plan for at least 24, which is my regular crowd. This month I had 28 people in my card club because I had like somebody sign up for just a month at a time. And I had a couple of my papered chefs that won a card club as a prize. I'm looking for my dimensionals. So that was pretty cool. Okay, we're going to put some of this bling on here. Then we're going to put rhinestone basic jewels on here. Got to have some bling on your cards. And I'm still going to write the measurements for you, not to worry. I'm just digging for my dimensionals. Yeah, so I always order my supplies like the month before, but I can't, anticipate how many are going to sign up last minute. So that's why it changes a little bit. My designs. All right. I'm just looking for some dimensionals. I'll use these little black ones. I'll use some of my mini ones because my big ones were just sitting right here. I'm gonna give it a look one more time. Looky-loo, looky-loo. Here they go. Okay. This is gonna save me time. Glad I didn't give up, but we'll use these. We don't want to waste these because these are on my fingers already. So what you want for your dimensionals, you want to put dimensionals on the top and bottom and not over the top of the ribbon because they won't stick to the ribbon. Anyhow. Hey, Heaven Best 2002. Haven't seen you around. Hello, Lynn. Nice to see you again. Yep. So Joy is saying she loves sending happy mail and receiving happy mail. Joy, you're really good at that too. You really help our team a lot by making cards for the team members that use them for their ministries and things. Okay, so that's that. And now we're going to do this one. Again, just don't put the dimensional right on the ribbon. It won't stick well. We're putting them on the top. And I like to use 4 so it's not wonky. And then we're just going to add an odd color of bling. Now, originally I was going to put these other things in your card kit, but they didn't come in time when I was making my kit. Or where my catalog is. There's something that's like in the Full of Life, in the catalog for Full of Life. There's a certain kind of what's it called? Embellishment. So I couldn't get them in time. So what I did is I used rhinestones. But what's going to be cool is you're going to see these again. You'll see those embellishments coming up soon in the card club. I'm just waiting to see what you guys choose. I think next month the vote is already like Yellow Submarine, or it's not Yellow Submarine. Submarine Life is beating out. My card club members get to choose the stamp set. It's beating out Labeled with Love. Let me grab my catalog. Okay, when I refer to things, I like to give you context. So one thing I want to do is show you this paper and this, say this is the embellishment I ordered. So we'll use it again another time because it arrived now, but just not in time for when I was sending out my kit. So this is like the Full of Life suite, right? This is 10% off this month. It's already 10% off. This bundle is when you buy 2 things together that are new, it's 10% off. But this month we're having a sale, so you get an extra 10% off on bundles. So if you like that bundle, go for it. And then those embellishments are called iridescent faceted gems. But we're just using some basic rhinestone jewels, which are, oh, and by the way, this is what my bingo is based on. Friday night bingo is based on Charming Duck Pond. So yeah, in the back, there's a page of embellishments. It's so pretty. And that's where I'm always trying to pick like some current embellishments to put in your kits. So sometimes I just have to look at the index because I don't know where anything is in the new catalog. Okay, let's see. Embellishments. Okay, let's see. 115. So it's not the very back of the catalog. Isn't this page so pretty? I just wanted to show you that. So you see these are the ones that go with the Full of Life paper. So we'll use them eventually. And right now we're just using the rhinestone basic jewels. I guess it's those ones, number 24. Yeah, that's the ones we're using right now. Those are awesome too. All right. So anyway, oh, what else? Oh, the Choose Happy. Oh, oh yeah, the submarine and the Choose Happy. So right now the vote, I'm letting my Card on Blue Card Club members vote on next month's Card Club stamp set. So Submarine Life is winning over this new stamp set, Label with Love. So which is back here. It's winning. Oh, and this is my workshop series, my next workshop series. We will focus on Seaside Wishes. I'm not even sure if that's available right now, but when it's available, I will announce my next workshop kit, which are going to be fun. Okay, here's the one. Submarine Life is beating out Label with Love. I like both of these. I like this because it's like a little 2-step stamping action going on, and I would send you all the dies. You can buy dies or punch in this bundle, and it's save 10% when you buy the dies together or the punch and the stamp set together. The dies and the stamp set together. It's all 10% off this month. So it's both. I mean, I like them both, and I'm not even worried about like which one wins. So I'm going to go ahead and use I'm going to use a big rhinestone, a medium rhinestone. I'll use a medium rhinestone, and then I'll use a baby rhinestone. Okay. Let's put 3 there. And then we're going to put 3 on here. I just like to center some of them inside the squares. That's kind of fun. So put that there. You can use your take your pick tool as well. It really does help with your embellishments. And one right there. All right, so that's that. We got our embellishments. We got our bling. Do you like this one or that one better? So this one or that? You could say 1 or 2. Which one do you prefer? Which squares do you prefer? Let me get my paper. Okay, so I have Heaven likes the big squares better on the right side. Good night, Joy. Nice to see you. So yeah, ginger. I get some more ginger chews for my retreat, for my upcoming retreat. I'm going to be putting ginger chews in the packets. They were also in the card club this month. Ran out of bobbin thread. Okay, she's quit quilting, right? She's back on card making. Card making tonight. Hello, Melissa from Texas. Nice to see you again. Hello, Elaine. All right, let me just write this down. Woo, we got a big old mess going on. We'll put this right here. Let me find a pen. Let me see if this is going to be dark enough. I'm just going to put this there because of the glare on there. So we have our June. It's not going to be dark enough, but wow, it's not at all. Card on blue. So it's our June card club. Wow, that's, you can't even read that. So we're just gonna turn it this way and try it again. June card on blue. So we have our card, and it is 11 inches. Score at 5.5. And then it's going to be 4.25 high. Okay, so what am I talking about? I'm doing this. This is 11 inches, and you score at 5.5, and then it's 4.25 high. Okay, and then we have our layers. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 1, 2, and 3. So 5.25 times 4. I try to put the longer measurement first by 1.5. 4 by 1.5, and then, so these two are DSP. DSP, I'll write the name of the DSP in a second. And this one is going to be foil. Your Granny Apple Green foil, because it coordinates. So your kits are carefully coordinated for you to give you coordinating products to use for your cards. Okay, so a lot of thought goes into your kits. This coordinates with the colors in the background of that. Now we're going to, this is layer 3. I'm going to write the name of the, over here, the name of the DSP is called Full of Life. And now I will tell you the ink colors, INK. So you always need Memento Black if you're going to be coloring with your blends. So you need your Memento Black ink. That was what we used for our sentiment, etc. And then we used our blends. So that was just all we needed, right, for the background. And then we used our pumpkin pie and our blends. So pumpkin pie is what we used to ink up the edges. And then the blends, we use 2 kinds of blends. So we have ink. See, that's one thing. I'm just going to put a little square around it. This goes together. This is ink. So when I'm talking about ink, I'm talking about these, right? But when I'm talking about blends, we're talking about these. These are blends. And we use the light and dark. So we use the balmy blue. And we use the daffodil to light. And we use the light and dark of both kinds. All right, so that's what we used for both, for all this. And then, of course, we added Wink of Stella, and we did Choose Joy, but of course you can write whatever you want on there. And I like to give you a way to take a screenshot. So let me look at my camera and make sure you can see all this. I'll cover up the word DSP just so you can see this. I'll cover up that for the glare. And you should be able to get a screenshot now of all these measurements. Put that down there. All right. Now I will show you what else we're making in this month's card club. Okay, so here's what we're doing next. I wanted to go for the look of like happy summer. So I wanted to, for each little set, so we have this is the same set, meaning this is still full of life. So this is what we'll do next. And it's just like, I thought it'd be fun to do happy summer because we've already used the choose stamp, and then we can use like different stamps. And although you can cut out this sun with the scan and cut, you cut out lots of these things. This one I cut out with scissors because in the card club, I'm not expecting you at all to have a scan and cut. So we just cut it out with scissors and popped it up. All right, it's missing one of the bling. One of the bling fell off, so I'm going to pop one on there because we've got to have an odd number. All right, so that's Happy Summer. Now, the other paper that you received in your kit is the Unbounded Beauty Designer Series paper. It's the same paper I'm also focused on in this month's workshop series. So I thought it'd be fun to color this whole thing with lots of different in colors. So this paper we're using, oh, by the way, this one we're using next is called Pumpkin Pie. And then after that, we're going to switch to Unbounded Beauty paper. And we're using Be Happy, and we're also using foil. I gave you all the gold foil in your kit. So we're using gold foil and lots of blends on that card. And we're using the in-color gems that were in your kit, okay? And then we're also going to do this card here, again with in-color gems, and we're using more of the Unbounded Beauty paper. And just a little bit different sizes here with the extra layers. Now this ribbon is called the Shy Shamrock ribbon, and I put that in your kit. And then this is not a ribbon, this is actually a piece of DSP. So let's see what you guys like, the smaller squares. Okay, so Ginger's with me. She likes the smaller squares. And Christina's tie, she likes both. Debbie likes the bigger squares. Thank you. Tandra, nice to see you. Tandra, this is the tutorials for the card on blue. So you take a screenshot like that, and then later we type them all up in this comments of this video, and you'll have all the measurements. All right, so those are the cards. Now I showed you this other card in my scan and cut tutorial. So this is another way to do things when you can just stamp a bunch of critters, cut them out with your scan and cut, and you'll have lots of like fun things to have for your cards. Okay, now let me show you one other card. See. I'm trying to find, here it is. I have a card swap where somebody used this stamp set as part of their, I'm also working this month on this workshop series, but I have a card swap where someone used the Choose Joy, and I thought, oh, that's so cute. So here it is, okay? So here's a sample, and it is from, let's make sure we don't, okay, Renee Oshkosh from Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Water City Stamping. Isn't that cute? She used Choose Joy. So this is just another way to use this, which is, like, I love her style. Like, it's something I wouldn't have done. She stamped right on the DSP. Well, maybe sometimes I do stamp onto the DSP, but I like how she did it. She did like a watercolor look. My little gem here. She did a watercolor look, and she cut out the piece of paper and popped it up. Okay, so there's just another way to use, like, these cards are the same sentiment, but can look completely different. So there's just so many options in this stamp set. All right, with that, I will head out. Okay, I got more votes for small squares. I'm going to head out, and we'll see you again real soon in either the card on blue tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, or in the, and so you could see 3 styles with the ribbons, or I will see you in the workshop series for the Unbounded Love, or I might see you in the Lucky Duck Bingo on Friday night, where we are creating our cards for, let me show you those. You know, for our Lucky Ducks, the Charming Duck Pond bundle. So this is what we're making Friday night, the Charming Duck Pond. Okay, well, that's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. Have a great evening.